Alright, guys and girls, as y'all know, I'm from a small town, right? I'm in the South, and first of all, I want to do a video of the places I grew up, but where I grew up are rough neighborhoods now, right? So I can't do videos of that because of how rough the neighborhoods are now. But back then the neighborhoods weren't that bad. So I can't do videos of, dang, that light is on point. Anyway, I can't do videos of where I grew up and show you where I grew up, but I can tell you I grew up in a small town, right? When I was 13 years old, we moved to the country. Me, my mom, and my brother, and my stepdaddy, who passed away. Anyway, we moved to the country. We moved in 1998, 99, somewhere around in that area. And literally, when I say a small town, everybody and their mama knew if you got in trouble with the police, as soon as you got released, as soon as you went to jail, the neighbors knew about it or what you went to jail for, right? So, anyway, that's the small town I grew up in. So, anyway, on Friday nights, they would have. Hang on a minute, I'm typing something. Anyway, on Friday nights, they would have football games, right? And our biggest rival was Jackson High School. Not Jackson, Florida, but down the street from where I'm at now is a city called Jackson, Georgia. Jackson. Anyway, that was our biggest rival in high school, right? And I remember going through, dang, my hair is on fleek, y'all. Look, I got that alfalfa look. I told you that's what my hair looks like. Anyway, we during our pep rallies, we would get pumped. We would talk so much smack on our rival school, right? And then when we got beat, everybody wouldn't say nothing. So, but I was listening to a song. It's called "Driving Around" by Colt Ford, and literally, that's what we did in our small town. Was we got the city, the courthouse is on the square of the city that I grew up in, and literally it was just a square. You just drove around. That's all we did. That's all the teenagers did. And when I went to high school, is we went to school, we worked, and then on Friday night we just drive around our city, just driving, and slow creeping through the neighborhoods, looking at houses and stuff. But see me, as you can tell, I'm a big guy. See, I'm a big guy, right? So my friend, he had a what? First he had a Blazer, right, with speakers in the back. Cool. Then he traded the Blazer in for a Camaro. Well, seeing me get in the back seat of a Camaro was just hilarious. So anyway, we were riding around our neighborhood, and where our neighborhood is, like, I think I'm gonna do a video of that because I could do the neighborhood that I grew up when I went to high school in. I could do that area because it ain't as rough as the other ones that where I lived at. So I think I'm gonna do that. I think I'm gonna do that this soon. I'm gonna do a video about that. This is where I went to high school and all that. So, dang, these things ain't sold yet. Dang. Anyway, so I'm gonna do that. But anyway, I was listening to that, and that just reminded me of my childhood, or not my childhood. That reminded me of my teenager years. We used to get in the car with the stereo system bumping, bumping. I mean, literally bumping. Got the two tens, 212s, whatever the case may be that you have in your car, bumping, right? Just thumping and they're riding around, all just making all kinds of noise, right? My friend, shout out to her. She's been with me since she's been rocking. Me and her have been close friends since 2000 or 1999. On her hand right there, I think it's this hand, her right hand. I don't know if you can see that, but on this hand, you see where my knuckle is right here. Hold on, let's see if I can get the shot. All right, you see my knuckle right there? I can't point to it, but you see my knuckle? You see that vein right there, the middle vein on her right hand? When I was in high school, when I first met her, right? She has a thing for Dr. Pepper, right? So she would steal my Dr. Pepper, right? So that's why if you know me and you see me, if you see me taking the little, on the bottle holder, where is it? Damn, I ain't got a bottle. All right, on the bottles when you take the little top off, how you got that plastic thing around there? Well, if you know me in high school, the only reason why I did that is because I would buy Dr. Pepper and she would buy Dr. Pepper, and we always got each other's confused, or she would steal my Dr. Pepper. So what I did is I started taking the plastic thing off, the little ring around there, and chew on it, right? It's always been a thing I did. But anyway, so when she started stealing mine, I just said, you know what, I'm just going to buy 2 Dr. Peppers. They were only $1 because I got allowance for doing chores when I was in high school. Yes, I got allowance from my mom. And my mom would give me $40 to last for 2 weeks for a lunch because at that time we bought our lunch. We didn't have, I had to pay for my lunch because my mom made too much money to be on the school lunch. So she would give me $40. I would put it in my account, and that's what I would eat off of. So, and I would get allowance, and I would just use the allowance to buy Dr. Peppers. So, anyway, so I started buying 2 Dr. Peppers, and I gave her one of my friends. But her hand, to this day, has a fork mark. Damn, my hands are dirty. A fork mark on the back of her hand from where I stabbed her with a fork. It was a plastic fork. Now, hold on before you go in the comments saying I hit women. Let me give you the backstory. So, one day, I had French fries, right? I had pizza. I had 2 extra pizzas. No, I had 3 extra pizzas, some fries, and our tray, right, before they gave us the package of ketchup, mayonnaise, they had the pump, at McDonald's or fast food, how they have the pump thing, and you get those little cups. Well, what we did was we put mayonnaise and ketchup in the tray and stirred it up and ate that with our fries. Or sometimes we ate ranch dressing and we would fill the little circle thing, the circle thing of the tray full of ranch dressing and dip our pizzas and french fries in it. Well, one day I had fries and I poured them out on my tray and I was eating them. And she says, what happened? My friend, shout out to her. She's a good buddy. She's a good friend of mine. I've been knowing her since 1999, for a long time. Anyway, she says, what'll happen if I reach over here and steal one of your fries? I said, find out, do it and see what happens. So she reached over there, and about that time she pulled that fry up, I stabbed her as hard as I could with the plastic fork. The fork was a plastic, right? So it broke. The 2 prongs broke. So anyway, she's like, I can't believe you stabbed me. She learned that day not to mess with my food. That's one thing I do not play. I don't mind. Now, here's the thing. I don't play with my food. When you mess with my food on my plate, I get aggravated. That's one of my pet peeves. I cannot stand people that take food off my plate. Now, if I'm eating something and you want to try it, I will cut you off a piece and hand it to you. But if you reach over across my plate with your fork that's been in your mouth, I will literally stop eating and tell you to have it. And I won't eat nothing. Because I have a thing about germs. I'm not a germophobic, like a real hardcore germophobic. I just have a phobia of germs. It's not like a hardcore. I'm not like if you touch my hand, I have to use hand sanitizer. No, the thing is with my germophobic is if you eating something, or if you're drinking, if I'm drinking something and you drink after me, you can have it because I don't want backwash in my food or in my drink. So anyway, so she learned that day not to mess with my food. Got something on the camera. I don't know what that is. Anyway, so she learned that day not to mess with my food. So the next day, right, so as soon as I stabbed her with the fork and broke the fork on the back of her hand, I think it's her right hand or left hand. I can't remember. It's been a while. It's been a long time since I did it. But To this day, there's 3 marks on the back of her hand that you can see. It wasn't like I went through the hand. It's just like I broke the skin, but I didn't break it enough to where it'll bleed, right? So as soon as I stabbed her, right, I got called to the office and they wrote me up for stabbing my friend with a fork. Yep, I got wrote up and got 3 days in ISS for stabbing my friend with a fork because she stole the fry from me. Like, I cannot stand the people that take food off my plate. If you do that, you can have whatever's on my plate because I will order something different because I'm funny like that. So, but anyway, back to what I was saying. I was listening to this song called Driving Around and it made me think of a video idea. That's what we used to do after high school, after Friday night, after football game. Everybody in the small town would just drive around the city. Well, it's like a small city, but it's not like Atlanta City where it's like massive, huge. It's anyway, we would just ride around there, and they have at the time they only had 3 restaurants to eat at. You either had Captain D's, Shoney's, or Burger King, or McDonald's, and Big Chick. Big Chick is like Chick-fil-A, but more greasier. Chick-fil-A is just too expensive. But anyway, they're putting a Zaxby's down there in my hometown where I grew up at. So they're doing the permit. They said it should be open by the end of September or the middle of September. So they should have put a Chick-fil-A there because the only Chick-fil-A places around me is the one where I'm at now or in Macon. That's the only one. That's the only 2 Chick-fil-A's that I know of that are close to me. Is the one here where I'm at, and then there's one in Macon. So if the people that live in where I used to live at when I was in high school have to drive to the city I'm at now or to Macon, Georgia, to get Chick-fil-A. So, but I think it's a good idea to put a Zaxby's there, man, because you got Big Chick, which I think they're closing up Big Chick in Forsyth, Georgia is where I used to grew up at. Anyway, I think they're closing that up because a lot of people were complaining about it. I don't know the story. I don't know where the Zaxby's going to be at. I just read it on an article that said they're opening up a Zaxby's. So, but anyway, back to what I was saying. I'm off topic, I know. I've been doing a lot of thinking about my YouTube channel. Oh, there she is. She commented on the photo I commented on her. But anyway, I've been doing a lot of thinking about my YouTube channel, right? I want to take a car. I want to get it to where it just has no engine, no transmission, no brakes, just wheels and tires and rotors. That's all I want. And I want to build it the way in my mind that I have. I want a car, either a Cadillac. Well, I don't want to destroy a Cadillac's back seat because the Cadillac that's like borderline. I wouldn't do that to a Cadillac. If I ever got a Cadillac, I wouldn't do that. I would just fix it up to like 70s, not a 70s because I don't like the 70s eras, but I would fix the Cadillac up to where it rides smooth. But I'm thinking of like a car with a big back seat. So in my mind, either an Impala, but I wouldn't do that to an Impala neither. Something with a big back seat, and so that way it don't have no seat. It just has a front seat, and I can take the front seat out because I want to adjust the seat to where I want to be able to adjust it to where, like, when you put the seat brackets, I want to be able to custom bracket fit to where I don't have to move the seat back so far. So, like, when I get in my mom's car, I have to put the front seat in the back seat and lean the seat back because of how tall I am. Her car is made for short people. So is my stepdaddy's. My stepdaddy's car is made for short people too. So when I get in there, I have to lean the seat all the way in the back. Like, literally, if we went anywhere in my stepdaddy's car, you wouldn't be able to ride behind me because how tall I am. I'm 6 foot 502, 6 foot, 502 pounds. So when I get in the car, I have to lean the seat back because I can't sit straight up because of the accident I had when I was 22. When I was 22, I broke my back in 3 different places. So, but anyway, what I want to do is get a car that has no engine, no transmission, but has brake lines, gas lines, and brake lines, gas line, rotors, tires, drums, brakes, has all that except no motor, no transmission, no wire harness whatsoever. There's no wires in there, right? So what I want to do is get a car that with a big back seat, that has no seats in it except the front seat. Take the front seat out. Take the back seat. If it comes with a back seat, take the back seat out, right? Then build the speaker box to fit the curve of the car, right? Like curve it, like say like here's the back seat where you can't adjust the seats. Build the box to where it curves that metal. But before I do that, I want to get a second skin and put like 7 or 8 layers of second skin under all the car, on the metal of the car, on the roof, the door panels, and the floor of the trunk, and the floors of the car before I put the carpet on, right? And see, I don't know if I want, like, if I do get this car and I fix it up the way I have it in my mind, there's no smoking or eating in this car, and you have to take your shoes off when you get in the car. Because, yeah, I'll have a little, in the trunk, on the side, I'll have a little basket you put your shoes in. So when you get in the car, you have to have clean feet, because I don't want my carpet to get dirty. And I hate cigarette smoke. But anyway, that's what I would do. Is and then when I have the second skin on, I would lay the carpet down. I have to take it. I will take it somewhere to get professionally carpet installed and the seats installed. Right. I'll have the seat that I want. If it's like a bench seat, I'd have it to where it customized to where if I'm sitting in the passenger side and whoever's riding, you can adjust the passengers. See, it'll be a split. If it's a bench seat for the front, it'll be split in half, right? It'll be cut off half. I'll cut it in half so where you can adjust the side passenger and the driver side, so that way if somebody like short, like 5 foot or 4 foot or whatever the case may be, if they're short, I ain't got to ride all up on the dash whenever I move my seat back, and I can adjust the back part. It'll be independent between each seat, you see. So it'll be a bench seat, but it cut in half. It'll be cut in half to where you can adjust each side, and it'll be wide enough so you're claustrophobic. Because some cars I get into, I'm all over on the driver's side because of how big I am, right? So that way if you get in the car, I would sit on each side of the seat, and where it ends, right? Where I want it to end, I will cut it there, then have it reposter. And see, I want it to have foam memory. See, like the Mercedes Benz, they have seat remember. Like if you get in the car and whatever you sit down, the sensor will remember your seat positioning. So that's what I want for my car, is to remember when I get in the car and I sit down, it adjusts to my memory, you know. But anyway, then I would build the speaker box, and then I want 16 JLW7s in the back, right? 8 on each side, so that's 16. But thinking about it, I don't know if 16 JLW7 13s would fit back there. I mean, I could cut the back seat panel leading into the trunk, but I want the trunk to showcase the batteries and the amps and the capacitors and all like plexiglass illuminated, like where it's floating, where it looks like it's floating. And see, the reason why I don't want no wires in there is nothing, because I want to wire it. I want to professionally run all the speaker wires, all the amp wires, and all that to where you can't see it, like before I put the carpet down, right, I'm going to build the speaker box. Wire up all the speakers, because I got a buddy, because I don't know nothing about wiring speakers, right? I got a buddy that he said if I get a car and get the materials, he will wire up. He would tell me what kind of speakers. I already told him what I want, right? He already told me what I need. For it, right? So when I get it, I call him up, he'll wire it up, and then, right, I know I got to have a motor and all that. Not a motor, engine and a transmission, right? But before I do all that, before I get the engine and the transmission, I'll get an alternator and all that good stuff to make the car run, right? So the amps would be running off the batteries in the back and the alternator, and the front battery would be running the car, but the back batteries, either I'm thinking of lithium batteries or something with a lot of battery strength that runs off the alternator that can charge them whenever I'm playing them, like at bass shows. That's what I'm building this car for, is a bass competition, because I'm watching EXO on YouTube, and he's building these extremely, like, I was watching his builds, and that's what I want to do, is like build a car, but I want to find a car that's not rusty, and that's in good shape, and then just tear everything out, rebuild it from the speaker standpoint. Like, you know where the back seat is, like in some cars, how they got that metal thing there? I want to cut that out. That way I can extend the box some, go into the trunk with the box, so I can get more speakers in there, right? We're looking at probably, way in my mind, we're probably looking at about 40, 50 grand in speakers. Because that's what I have in my mind. It said is that I want to spend about maybe $50,000 to $60,000 on stereo system, right? And I want to take it to bass competitions. Well, anyway, this video is 22 minutes long. I just thought I'd ramble on about my childhood. So, anyway, if you're new to this channel, go ahead and kick that subscribe button. If you already subscribed, go ahead and DDT that little bell icon. You'll be notified when I upload. It's easy as that. New videos are coming out. My stream, what's today? Sunday? Today's Sunday. My streams are on hold right now because my computer, there's something going on with my PlayStation that won't let me stream. So my streams are on hold until I get it fixed. And as soon as I get it fixed, we'll start back streaming. So keep an eye out for that. But anyway, y'all have a great night. Peace.